What's up everybody, and welcome to a new video. I'm your host, Diogenes. So, I wanted to make this video for you guys to give you more rules to take into consideration for the moneymaker setup. Right, so number one rule, no trading during red folder news, even European and Canadian news. Okay, so for example, this Friday, we had lots of red folder news at 3, and what happened? We didn't respect the zones. Right? While after the news, we started giving the one-to-ones. So those worked while the ones at the news failed. Okay? So you just avoid the trading at those times. Okay? Number 2, higher probability trades are no more than the 4th or 5th swing. The 4th if you want to be conservative. For example, this is the 1st swing, the 2nd swing, the 3rd swing, 4th, 5th, 6th. Okay? So when we made the 6th, this zone failed. Okay? So you better, the lower the better for your probability for your setups to work. The lower the better. Okay. So number 3, when we take a higher time frame low, we expect a change of order flow. For example, this was a higher time frame low. So we kept respecting zones bearishness, and when we took the low, right, what do we expect? A change of order flow. So you never take the trades here. So we either accumulate or we will change the order flow, and which is what happened exactly here, right? So you better take those first swings, because after we have more probability to change the order flow. Okay, number 4, the zone at the highs are meant to be taken, so treat them as accumulation. For example, so we got this zone, we left it, and then we tapped the 30% and we created a new bullish zone. Sorry, this was the zone. Okay. So those zones at the high of another zone are meant to be taken. Okay, so you never place your one-to-one here. I don't care if we have manipulation or displacement, you never take the one-to-one here. Why? Because everything will be the number 3 of the SBS. So treat it as 1, 2, 3. So we will take for sure number 2, right? So you just treat it as accumulation for our moneymaker setup. Okay, so you always avoid them. If we don't mitigate the 50% of a zone, you never trade the zone above it. Okay. So number 5, the more time we spend building a zone, the more likely it will give the one-to-one. So for example, the zones who are simple like that, just up, down. Okay, so I never trust the 50% here, because those zones are likely being taken or wicked, then we move. Okay, so I prefer zones when we take our time building it. So they look more like a consolidation. Okay, so this zone, for example, although it was counter trend, but it gives the one-to-one exactly at the 50%, and that's why I like those complex zones more than simpler one, right? But with experience and more screen time, and also now that you know this information, you will be more careful in the future. Okay. So number 6, it's better to step off when we are consolidating in the time frame we are trading on. So now we are trading on the M1, okay? if we start consolidating like this, please, even if we create a mini zone here or something, it will be a bait and it will get taken, like what we end up doing here. Okay, so no trading when we are doing stuff like this. All right. So number 7, you will avoid lots of losses when trading with the trend. So I don't know if you guys listened to podcasts from professional traders, and while I was trading ICT, I always heard them say, trend is your friend. I never got the meaning of it when I was trading ICT stuff, because I don't know, I was always trying to pick a high or a bottom, and I always wanted to take the perfect entry to counter the trend we are in. And this costed me a lot of challenges and lots of money lost. So now, thanks to DTFX and thanks to market structure, I know now that I need a zone to trade, and I'm always expecting continuation of the trend, and yeah, it helped me be more profitable. Okay, so for example, here we are bullish, bearish, right? So even though I can see this zone here, right? But because we took this higher time frame high, right? So I'm expecting a change of order flow until we flip, right? So I'm not taking the 1-to-1 of this zone, but I'm taking 1-to-1s going down, right? So this is a mini zone. I will take this 1-to-1, right? Down. Then if this gave me the 1-to-1, I would take it. But this was, I think, a 1-to-1 on the 15-second or the 5-second, right? I will take the 1-to-1 from this mini zone, although I told you guys not to take trades on simple zones like this, and this is not even valid, but I would take it. Why? Because we left it with a huge displacement and there was this fair value gap. And something else that I saw was us taking this SNDR responsible, which for me is a early sign that we will take this low, right? So I will still take this mini zone, right? So here again, another example. With this rule, right, even though we don't know about the news, I would have never taken those counter trend trades. Why? Because it's counter trend. I would have taken the shorts, right? So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy your weekends. That's all from me today. Ciao, ciao.